We were doing the UFC 316 predictions, and we got into like a sidebar argument, and Sam said something very blasphemous. He said, "What's up, y'all? We're back for another one. My name's Angel. That's Sam. Today we're going to be discussing who the bantamweight GOAT is." I know it's kind of a random topic, but we were discussing it a little bit last week as we were doing the UFC 316 predictions, and we got into like a sidebar argument, and Sam said something very blasphemous. He said, I guess it's not that blasphemous,
Not that bad.
but it's like, for me, for someone who's watching who I think the GOAT is for a very long time, it's blasphemous.
Okay.
So what we're going to be discussing today is who the bantamweight GOAT is. I think it's Dominic Cruz. It's pretty close, but not by the guy he thinks it is. He thinks it's Marab.
Well, I think it's Marab because of his. Listen, now you're gonna go by title defenses, but I'm talking about the whole resume as a whole.
Okay.
And he just beat Peter Yan, Henry Cejudo, Jose Aldo, Umar, who's gonna be a future GOAT. Like he's gonna be in the future. That's gonna age well, you know.
Okay.
And Sean O'Malley, which I don't know how that's gonna age, but I mean he's a champion, right? So I guess this is a good one.
That's going to age like Conor McGregor and some milk next to each other.
Yeah.
You know?
On some coke that he's on.
Yeah, I don't know though. I can't give it to him. Like you excluded one of the biggest things that makes you a good champion. You said, "Oh, minus title defenses." I'm like, okay, that's a big part of it. Let me ask you this: is he the bantamweight GOAT now? Given who he's already beat, he's beat some crazy names. You just said Henry Cejudo. Henry Cejudo beat Dominic Cruz. So obviously,
Double
Marab,
champion too.
right? Obviously, Marab is great, cardio king. But you think he's better than him now, or he could be in the future?
I think for sure. I would say like maybe one more title defense.
Okay.
And I think he's gonna be like undisputed for sure.
So right now you would say
Right now it's like debatable.
debatable.
I think he is.
Yeah.
But I feel like with one more title defense, it would really cement that.
Okay. And but I mean, the reason I have any hesitations to that is because if you look at who Cruz beat at his time at 135, so I think he had like a 6-year period where he was champion and he defended it quite a few times. I think 5 times it was, and he beat names of Jose Benavidez, which I know, journeyman king, right next to him, right next to Cowboy Cerrone. He's not a can. Shout out to Megan O'Leary. Two, he beat TJ Dillashaw. Two, he beat TJ Dillashaw, and Dillashaw's a dog, the EPO king. Like that man.
Did he do steroids?
Yeah, EPO.
Okay.
Okay, he did steroids for sure. Get him out. He's not a GOAT, but he's a dog. Actually, no, he's not a GOAT, but he's a dog. Would you not say he's really good?
No, he's cool. I've seen some of his past clips and fights. He's cool, but like he's a cheat. You know?
He's a cheat for sure. He's
gonna age really bad.
Yeah. He also beat the California kid, Uriah Faber, which I know people look at Uriah Faber now because he's butt chin, right? But he has a lot of good wins under his belt.
Yeah.
Big in the sport, and the name that everyone, all 3 of y'all who are watching this, are going to know, Demetrius Johnson. He actually beat Demetrius Johnson at 135 pounds. And sure, it was a close fight, but those 4 fights alone, and given how he has a pretty good record and he's fought like the top of the top for so long, like title defenses matter to me, so that's kind of why I'm putting over the edge and giving it to the cardio king, Marab.
Okay. Well, okay, you want to talk about title defenses, right?
Yeah.
So, you almost think that Izzy is the middleweight GOAT, but he has 5 title defenses,
That's
and
pretty good.
over Anderson Silva, who has 10.
Yeah.
But those 10 guys that Anderson Silva beat, come on, like, are they really that memorable?
Yeah, no, and that's a very fair point. That's a very fair point, but I don't think the gap is as big because you know what they've always said in UFC. The lower weights typically tend to be the most skillful,
Of course.
and that was like even more prevalent back in the day, right? Because back in the day, heavyweights like I could call a plumber tomorrow to fix a sink, and bro probably like, yeah, I fought at UFC 26. Like
No,
it's not out of the realm.
Back then, it was like, oh yeah, I won 1 state championship in wrestling. Oh, he's gonna be a GOAT.
Yeah, exactly. So like I get what you're saying, and that's a very fair argument, but I think the gap in between who Marab has fought and who Cruz has fought is not that wide, and you want to know how I can prove that because they fought some of the same guys, right?
Yes. Well, similar, but not 100%.
No, they both fought Cejudo.
Yeah, I mean but that was an easy one for
right
for him.
And Cruz got cooked. I was actually at that
was
fight,
an easy one.
and it was tough to see. I hear you, but that wasn't Cejudo's prime. Cruz was fighting people at their prime. When he lost to freaking Ultra Instinct Prime Cody Garbrandt. And I watched that fight too. I remember watching that fight.
Oh man.
I was in high school still. I think I was just out of high school. Yeah, I was just out of high school. And this dude was moving like literally Goku and Ultra Instinct. It was a beautiful attempt. But I say that to say he's only fought people in their prime. You know, obviously, not only that's a blanket statement, but he has a lot of names under his belt that just give it to me over him. Because Merab, like, yeah, look at who he's fought. He's exposed them with his cardio. So
It's insane.
I call him the cardio GOAT.
Oh,
You know what I mean? He's the cardio GOAT for sure. He took that from Khabib when Khabib left.
He's amazing.
But I just can't give him the edge yet, just based off of that one or two title defenses he has.
Let me explain this.
Let's go real quick. Huh? Just because who has his title defenses been against? Umar, right?
Umar, that was a great.
And that's uber impressive. It's very
It's
impressive.
gonna age really well.
Yes, I think so too. But then the next one's gonna be against O'Malley because we both agree that he's probably beating O'Malley.
Yeah.
And then you have one really good name in Umar, and then somebody who's like, okay, this guy is like Conor McGregor reincarnated, less drugs, right? He has no wrestling, doesn't have the best cardio. So I think even after the next one, after he beats Sean, I don't think he's going to get that title like you were saying. I'm sorry I cut you off. I know I just had to get that point off.
Damn, I almost forgot what I was gonna say. Hold on, I gotta think. Damn, you cut me off.
We'll cut this to editing. I thought it was gonna be a short point.
Oh man. Ah damn, I forgot, man. You cut me. I had it there, and then I lost it.
Bring it back.
I can't. I lost it. It's weed brain, you know.
Weed brain. Yes.
Sean O'Malley brain.
Weed brain is crazy.
So okay, no, I remember now.
Okay.
So, you think that even with Sean, it's still not enough, right?
I think even with Sean, yes, it's not enough.
And let's say he beats Sean, which he will.
Yeah,
we know he will.
He's gonna beat Sean pretty easily.
So, you think one more, and that's gonna be against probably Peter Yan.
That would put him at 3.
That's gonna put him at 3 title with Dominic
Nah.
Cruz. Still not.
Nah. He needs 4. He needs 4. Cruz has too much. Then I think you can make a case for it, and I wouldn't have to like debate you on it. I could be like, okay, you know what, fine, I can live with that if he beats Yan, because Yan's a dog, but they fought in the past, and we know what happened.
It wasn't a beatdown, but he just
ragdolled him. It was just like you could tell his card is a problem. Do you think anyone at 135 can seriously be a problem for him?
There's only one person I could think of.
Oh.
And you're gonna be like, okay, that'd be a cool fight. Pantoja, the current flyweight king.
Right, he'd have to come up.
And he probably will. I think after he beats Kara France, he's gonna move up.
And you think, there's
that
no
title
way.
defense is gonna be nasty.
Yeah, but they always, you're actually maybe because when you stop having to cut so much weight, they say your cardio is better. So that could be a play, especially if he trains into it and doesn't just jump into it. We've seen that with Max Holloway. Remember when he jumped into it against Dustin Poirier on short notice, and he looked like fat, versus when he locked in. Yeah. Same with Volk, right? So I think if he does it in a timely manner, maybe. I think the person who's going to give Merab the hardest time is somebody he already beat, somebody he just beat, Umar.
Umar again.
Yeah.
But Umar needs to fight someone good.
For sure. No, it's going to take some time, but I think after that last fight, Khabib dragged him to the freaking Dagestani trenches, and he said, brother, you disrespect the last name, brother. And they're going to work. Because Umar's sick. Remember,
he's good. He's
the first 2 rounds, Umar was putting it on him. And we're like, oh, this is going to be lightweight for Umar. Merab's cooked. But after some time, we saw what happened. So I think you saw that look of depression after he lost. That's gonna sit with him, and he has the best people for that. He has the cardio king. I think Khabib's the cardio king over Merab.
He needs some milk.
If we're looking all time,
I don't know, man.
If we're looking, because Khabib's style wasn't like jump. Merab's like has that. He bounces a lot.
Yeah, he bounces, and then like they try to follow him in there, and they can't keep up.
Yeah.
By round 5, they're done.
Yeah.
So I think for sure this win against Sean O'Malley would cement him.
Yeah.
But I would say for you need how many more? 2 more, you said?
2 more, yeah.
Okay, but what if it's Pantoja? Let's say the next one's Pantoja.
If it's Pantoja, then yes. Because Pantoja's a champion. He's beat a lot of people down there. He's beat my guy, Moreno. So, yeah, if he comes up and after he beats Kara France and he beats him, or Merab is able to beat Pantoja, I'll say, okay, that's fine. But as it stands now, bro, I can't do it.
Okay, I understand.
Cool. Well, that's going to do it, guys. Thank you for tapping in. Go ahead and like and subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.